Hey there, Ray Jenkins here for another segment that I'm going to jump right in on with. Maybe. No, really, I will jump in because I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Okay, so a, a couple of, oh my gosh, I don't even know how long ago it was, but I had did a segment on standing up to the giants in your life. Okay. And when I did that one, I shared some really important points, but I think that these, although they may be similar, these points I don't want to share, I think it's different. I think it's different. Okay, so the other topic, however long ago it was stand up to the giants in your life. And I've been doing this series for another podcast on bullying. You know, when someone bullies your mini me, and those of you who don't know what a mini me is, it's your child. It's someone's child. Your mini me. Okay, so sometimes you got to clarify. It's okay. So I was doing a podcast on that topic of bullying, and it kind of made me think about standing up to the giants in your life. And so another lane or another pattern of thought kind of evolved from the combination of those two podcasts. And that was leading to this topic. And that is, listen, your faith can't fix what you won't face. Let me say that for you again. Oh my gosh, who used to say that? Y'all don't hear me. If somebody used to say that, I don't know who it was. I might be telling my age, but yeah, there, what I just said is so simple, but profound, very profound. So let me say it again. Your faith can't as in cannot fix what you won't face. And I'm just going to dive right in with that one because when you think about it, a lot of times we're waiting on God, right? We've all done it. I've been guilty of it. And I'm going to be completely transparent. There's still areas in my life where I'm developing, that are developing. My faith is developing, should I say. And, I'm pouring the word into my heart so that my heart can cover certain things. I'm pouring, feeding my spirit man, with the word on certain topics, certain things to strengthen me in those areas. And, there's areas where I'm absolutely strong, flat-footed. Can't tell me nothing. Like, can't tell me nothing. And not that no one can tell me anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about revelation and experience. Like, for instance, when I didn't experience Jesus for myself, and let me just say this. To me, when I'm talking about God, I'm talking about Jesus. Jesus is my dude, okay? Now, when I say God, you don't got to check out. I want you to stay with me because when I say God, whoever God is to you, that's who God is to you, okay? Fair enough. But, so when you're talking to me about God, you might be talking about Buddha. You might be talking about Muhammad. You might be talking about the universe. Whoever you're talking about. Like, listen, that's between you and God. You and me, we're good. So, back to my point. Now, before I had an encounter, before I experienced Jesus, and I was searching, people from other religions had, come and talk to me, and they swayed me from Jesus. They were never able to sway me from God. And so I would make these declarations. Oh, well, I'm going to pray to God. I'm going to talk to God, but, I don't know about this Jesus dude. Like, I got doubts. I got questions. I don't really get that. However, again, once I had an encounter, a personal encounter with Jesus, then it's lights. It's a wrap. Listen, nobody can come and talk sideways to me about Jesus. Nobody can tell me that he's not real. Like, nobody can tell me that. And so that's what I mean. I had an experience, and I had an encounter. And I'm not saying that I seen Jesus, like, although I've heard stories of people who have or whatever, but, that's not been my experience. But, it's just kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it to you, but I'll say this, that I think that's why religion is so prevalent in Christianity, because most people who come to, and I'm using my quotation fingers, Jesus, come out of guilt, or, they've been guilted into this, the salvation prayer. They've been damned and shamed into the salvation prayer, but it's not been a consensual, a consenting type of relationship. And I know for me, and believe me, I'm on topic. I know for me that when I say that, for me, it's kind of like, okay, I'm not going to be on me. I'm not going to be on me. Let me stick to the topic. So here's the deal. Okay, I got to stick to me for a second. I got to do it. Okay, so the encounters is what made it real for me. Okay. And so I got to a place where I just wanted a relationship, and, it was a mutually beneficial relationship, a relationship where I wasn't afraid of being honest. I wasn't afraid of making a mistake. I wasn't afraid of being real. I wasn't afraid of being flawed, fallible, and broken. People will tell you, come to Jesus as you are, but we know how in most cases that works out. No shade. I'm not throwing no shade. Okay, so, but to this week's segment, this topic, you can't fix what you won't face. What you won't face. Well, I guess you won't faith it, because I guess if you're lacking faith, you won't face it. If you're full of doubt, you won't face it. If you're full of unbelief, you won't face it. But herein lies the problem, and this is what I was getting to earlier. A lot of times we're waiting for God, but here's what's true. Here's the deal. God has already done it. Whatever it, and I'm using my quotation fingers again, is whatever it is that you're facing, God has already given you a solution. Now, you might not be aware of your solution, but how do I know that he's giving you a solution? Well, two things. One, okay, he's given you authority. Okay, so not only has he given you authority, but he's defeated your enemies, whatever your enemies may be. Your enemies could be debt. Your enemies could be lack. Your enemies could be addiction, mental illness, Oh my gosh, whatever your enemies may be. And you do know people aren't your enemies, right? Yeah, people aren't your enemies. But those things, whatever your enemies are, he's giving you victory over them because he's already defeated them. Already. It's already done. Now, I think where our disconnect comes in at sometimes is because we think that if he's defeated them already, why are they here? Right? Anybody ask you that question? Anybody else ask that question? Because I've asked that question. Like, okay, why am I going through this? Like, what I do? What did I do? Okay, so you ever been in? You ever feel like that? What did I do? Good gracious! And so, okay, let me get back on point. Yeah, but no. Because he's defeated your enemies, it doesn't mean that your enemies won't come for battle. It doesn't mean that your enemies will lay down, roll over, hand over, and just be submissive. No. That's not what it means. What it means is you have to have authority over them. Once and since he's given you authority over them, you have to exercise that authority. So God has given you the victory, but as long as you believe that you're defeated, as long as you believe that the enemy can defeat you, he can beat you, he can win, as long as you yield to him in some way or another, then you kind of forfeit. You're waiting on God to do what he's already done. And I hope you can get this. What has he already done? Okay. So past tense. He's already defeated your enemies for you. That's number one. Sickness, disease, curse, all those things. He's already defeated them for you. That's number one. And again, number two, they will show up because listen, the enemy's job, and the Bible talks about identifying the robber, right? So the enemy's job, Job, not Job, his job, is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That's his job. He's going to do his job. I mean, and I had a hard time. I'm going to be honest. I had a hard time embracing that. I had a hard time receiving that because I would be like, well, God, why you letting him do this? Why you letting him do that? And, those kind of things or whatever. And it's through those questions, me asking those questions, that I understood that I told you, you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer because I've already overcome this for you. I've already overcome it. And because I overcame it, you overcome it, but we've got to make the choice to overcome it. So facing it, a lot of times we cower because we think it's bigger than us. And I get how it's paralyzing sometimes. I get how it's immobilizing sometimes. I get it. But there was a segment that I was saying where, you need people in your life who can relate to, who've also experienced what you've experienced and gone through what you've gone through and who've broken through, who've come out on the other side. Why is that important? Because you need the people to tell you that, okay, I get that it's immobilizing, but you can't stay immobilized. You just can't. You can't. You got to walk in your authority. Flat out. Real talk. You have to walk in your authority and you've got to know they're not bigger than you. I get that it's huge. I get that it appears to be so much bigger, but it's really not. It's an illusion. It's delusion. And the enemy is lying to you. Like your enemies are lying to you. They're not bigger than you because they're not bigger than your God. And your God has defeated them for you. So face it. Whatever it is, face it. Anywho, those are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. So leave a comment. Talk